where are you from originally, and how did you get into glass blowing?
I'm from New Jersey, and I got into glass blowing when I was a teenager. My brother bought me a pipe, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And it was color changing fume piece. And when I found out that someone made it by hand, I pretty much knew that as soon as I could, I wanted to blow glass and do it.
And what was it that, do you remember sort of what interested you or enthralled you about it?
Mostly that it was that I thought it was so interesting, the fact that it changed colors and that it was made by hand. Like my connection, how much I was connected to my pieces, to think that someone made that and you could do that for someone else. And like, I don't know specifically, but I think it was the hands-on aspect and like the connection I felt to it. I wanted to like replicate that for other people.
And for you, what age were you when you started blowing glass?
That I was young, but I started blowing glass when I was about 21, or I think, yeah. I was a senior in college. I spent most of college buying tools and getting raw materials, and it took most of college to get up enough money to build a studio on the side. And then, so I started, 2010.
Have you been around other people who are interested in the same thing, or is it kind of you've been lone wolfing it?
Well, I guess a little bit of both. The first couple of years, and right after I had graduated, I was only getting a couple months a year on the torch, and I traveled a bunch, and I didn't really know any other glass blowers. And then I moved here, to Colorado in like 2013, or like the end of 2012, and that was when I really got a part of the scene, and I started working with other artists, and I realized that there was just so much more out there at trade shows and industry events and a community that prior to that I was just a dude in a garage or the upstairs of my house or wherever I was at the time. And but now I'm actually in the process of moving into a new studio in 2 weeks, going back onto my own. I'm going to be working at my house again. I'm looking forward to that.
Do you have a philosophy, or do you have...
I wouldn't say a philosophy, but I think anything in life, it's important to just do what makes us happy and pursue it. You know, I've been very fortunate to have the support of my family, my girlfriend, my friends, and so I've been able to pursue this lifestyle. But I think anybody can find success in anything as long as they're passionate about it and they put the time into it, you know, and they care about it. So I don't have a philosophy as much as do what makes you happy. So I guess I do have a philosophy.
What do you think about when you're blowing glass?
It kind of depends. I think a lot of my work, especially for the last year, has become production oriented. So I find the most happiness in like the process. And I think I listen to a lot of music, and I like being immersed. I put on headphones for the majority of my workday now, and whatever I'm in, I just like being in the moment. I dance a lot while I'm working, and I'm in motion, and so I don't really feel like I'm thinking about anything. I think I'm just in the moment kind of working, or I'd like to be. There's life stresses too, always on the side, but for the most part, work is working. It's enjoyable.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to everything. I mean, I'll start out, lately I've been listening in the mornings. There's this dude my shopmate showed me called Don Gatto, and it's like very like easy listening music. And then I listen to it in the afternoons, like Rage Against the Machine, 9 Inch Nails. I love Radiohead and Tom York. I don't know, I listen to pretty much like all kinds of music. You know, I really like Bonobo and Emancipator and electronic stuff like ambient, down-tempo stuff. Desert Dwellers. I like any kind of music, honestly, and I just like being in it and clearly hearing it, and yeah.
What do you think of the new Radiohead album?
I like it. I mean, you know, I think back in the day, like OK Computer, like In Rainbows, when that came out, like that was such a transitional time for my life, and the idea of putting out a full album, that meant a lot more to me then than the new album now. But I like it, you know. I like all of Tom York's side project, Atoms for Peace, I was really into earlier this year. The new album, that's good. I'll say that. I'm not obsessed with it yet.
Yeah. And what's the hardest lesson you've ever learned as a glassblower?
The hardest lesson, I think it's outside of the torch. It's kind of like the self-discipline and like dealing with the ups and downs of like financially. When it went from being a hobby to like my full-time job, there's, you know, being able to kind of emotionally stay balanced when sometimes it's hard to sell work and sometimes you can't hold on to your work because it's selling so easy, and it's kind of like this like roller coaster of emotion. And so I think for me in glass blowing, trying to balance everything emotionally in life and work and all that and kind of keep it all rolling is that's probably, it's been a challenge. I don't want to say it's been difficult. Is that what do you mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say so.
And what would you say to somebody who's just starting out with glass, if you had to impart any sort of wisdom or advice about either the craft or just the life and what they can expect?
Stay with it. And just, it's hard to have confidence behind your work when you're first starting out, especially when there's so many talented people out there that you have respect for and such, but just stay with it. It's one of the best things that's ever happened to me, for sure. Being able to step in the studio every day and make what I want and do exactly what I want, I'm fortunate, you know, to say the least. And I think that doesn't come easily, you know, and you have to just put the work in and stay with it. It's like, I wake up for some reason at like 5:30 in the morning every day, and I work long hours, but I enjoy what I do, so it's not a struggle, you know, and stay with it. It's worth it, for sure.
Cool. And then maybe just a last fun question. What do you do for fun besides blowing glass?
Well, next weekend I'm going camping with my girlfriend Allie, who you know, and our puppy Gaia. I like to go backpacking, hiking. I used to be really into concerts and everything like that, so I'll still go to a few shows, but mostly nowadays, nature. I like just getting out there. We'll go backpacking for a couple days at a time and everything. Now with our puppy, we have to do small hikes, but she'll be ready next year for that. So.
What kind of puppy?
Bernese Mountain Dog. She's a Bernese Mountain Dog, Great Pyrenees mix, but she's cool.
She'll be ready.
Oh yeah. She's a little bear. I love her.